Today we have Kurman here from Primo Digital, and we're going to be talking about how to scale your online course or program. We did do a session about getting your course or program online and what are some of the various platforms you can use in order to take your expertise and create an online course. And that was a great session. So I'm going to drop the link to that session in the chat once we get started, so you can go back and watch it if you need some of that information. Welcome, Gal. It's been a while. Hi.
Hello, thank you so much for having me today, and welcome everyone. So excited to be here today.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you come on. I always love the insights that you bring to Digital Boost. And this is I think a really great session for lots of folks who have transitioned from face-to-face models to online models and how to kind of take that to the next level. So I'll let you get started, and I'll get all the chats running in the back.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Truly exciting opportunity. And I hope everyone will enjoy the session, and everyone will, let's keep it very interactive. We're here for the dialogue rather than monologue. So I'm curious to know, like, which type of industry you're at, and are you running a coaching business, or you are a service provider, or what type of business do you have at the moment? So we'll be open for any sorts of questions in the end or along with the session. Let's get started. I hope you can see my presentation. Just give me a second. So today we're talking about all the ways how we would scale our own business online, and especially digital product. But digital product, we mean any sorts of course or any sorts of mastermind, or when people coming and learning from you. And it's such a great business model, because I've been working with the coaches for about for 2 years now, and I found the ways how to better help them to scale their businesses online, especially when it comes to everyday routine, as being on social media, obviously being online, showing up daily, and at the same time working on a back end, such as websites, such as all the platforms, the one that we're using for our digital products, such as Kajabi, Teachable, Thinkific, all the other ones. And we roughly discussed about it on the last sessions, and we also talked about which platform to choose. So I would highly recommend you to watch the recording of the session, because there's been a lot to cover, and we had a great time, just developing those ideas on how to grow your business, your online program. So yes, great topic. And as I said, it's all about the course or the program, something that you're maybe thinking to launch, or you already launched, but you want to expand and increase your sales. So let's get started. So I just want to first acknowledge the fact that scaling and growth, it's two different things. So we're going to talk about that. At the same time, we're going to talk about where to start and how to, first of all, I'd say it's the mindset shift as well. So starting with your goals, starting with your sales goals, and at the same time thinking about the way on how you would get to the next level, develop your strategies and action plans, and get the ball rolling for this. Open up yourselves more, if you can say it this way. At the same time, we will be talking about the launching and just a little bit of more strategies, because launching could be part of scaling at the same time. Maybe you've got one small course that you want to relaunch, or you want to launch completely different platform. And today during the conversation, we'll be talking about the ideas on how to come from one product and then scale it up using the name of the product, or using the slightly different structure for the course. And obviously ways to scale, very detailed on strategies, and my challenge for you today will be develop an action plan. So what if we'll just get some possibility that in 1 month's time, you would at least try to increase your sales like ×3 or ×2, or with no strings attached here, but I just want you to kind of open up yourselves for this opportunity and truly believe in that, because there's so many ways to scale and there's so many ways to, make some changes. And we're making a daily choices on which sort of activities we should run online. And that could be your kick off for these new strategies. So let's get started. Before we jump straight into that, I wanted to quickly introduce myself again, and thank you, Anna-Marie, for warm welcoming as usual. I am the owner of the Primo digital agency, which is based here in Auckland. Me and my business partner, we've got more than 20 years of cumulative experience. We work with the companies such as SaaS, e-commerce service providers, coaches, healers. So last couple of years, I've been heavily focused on online service providers and online coaches. So that's been my niche. And it's all about growing a business online through Instagram, through TikTok, through other social media platforms. And yeah, that's just our biggest joy, to help to scale small and medium businesses using the strategies, using the digital channels, using paid media. By paid media, I mean like ads, run the ads for companies such as like Facebook ads, LinkedIn, Google ads. So yeah, that's kind of our experience, aligns with a lot of markets. And it's such an interesting to start at the end. What I mean by that is to start looking up your, again, goals and looking up your KPIs for the certain product that you're about to launch or you launched. Maybe put in comments saying like, you already launched, or you are thinking to launch your product, or do you have at the moment, do you have your course ready to go, or have you launched your course already? So depending on that, we will get the conversation going. So basically, I want you to start at the end of your funnel, right? So so there's a core concept of building the funnel and just starting at the end. And the biggest marketing gurus always talk about the power of setting up the goals, and at the same time starting from not from the beginning, but actually from the at the end. So for example, say you've got 100 registrations, so you've got 100 students coming in on board for your course in 2 months' time, right? So you've got 60 days to scale up your product to 60 students. So what you would do is you would think of, okay, what type of activities I need to do in order to get there, right? And depending on those plans, you will set up the list of those activities. You'll be like, okay, I might need to have at least this much traffic, right? And with the traffic, I want you to think about, okay, to get conversion of 60 students, I might need to have a traffic and say my conversion rate will be 3%, right? So how much traffic you will need to get to the website in order to convert 60 students? So these are these type of questions I want you to ask in the beginning, right? Then when it comes to, this is the traffic thing. Then after that, you might ask yourself, okay, how many people I do have on my email database? If you haven't started growing your email database, please do so. By doing that, it's an easy start. The way you would do it is you would provide the value through some, freebie, right? And by freebie, I mean that could be just a simple masterclass or workshop. You might be launching some mini, like a tip, like some tips, and using the PDF, some nice and well-designed PDF. That's something you can easily create on Canva, and you can use that, and then you can get people to sign up for your email database in order to get those freebies. Or they could be just a simple checklist. What we did, I think a couple of months ago, we did like the campaigns before you go live with Facebook or Instagram ads. There is a checklist. So we've been sharing those checklists with people, and it's been a lot of downloads. So people just really want to get something valuable really quickly, something ready to use. And if there could be a workbook or something, that is truly valuable. So feel free to share one of your PDFs or share your knowledge on workshops. So that's something that the way how you will start growing your email database, right? So we talked about website traffic, we talked about email database, and now I would come back to the social media, which is the main kind of source of traffic for most of us. And for so many reasons, you got to be online, you got to be daily online if you want to grow your online business. You're going to be showing up, first of all, for yourself, showing up on a daily basis. Just give your audience the updates on how would you grow. We now know, all of us understand that the social media went far beyond just the fancy photos and nice pictures. It's all about now keeping everything real, being authentic as much as you can. There's so many examples of TikTok accounts that's been scaling from 0 to like thousands and thousands of followers just really quickly. And for some reason, TikTok truly the algorithm works in a way that it truly supports the locals. Like when you're opening the TikTok, you're probably more likely to see the New Zealand content first. So there's so many ways to start building up your strategy. So I'm sure you probably had so many sessions in the past about TikTok, about growing the audience online, doing it through Instagram as well. And just truly share your journey, because nothing could be better than the person you're following on social media and they're truly passionate about what they do, and they do it with the biggest joy, and you just love following their journey. And I just realized that probably I've done the recent purchases even I've done, or I invested on some courses, is because people's been just truly enjoy. And it's beautiful to see how entrepreneurs do what they love, and they share their journey, and they've been like true to themselves, and they do have all the guys with them, like all the concepts, and they just sharing their journey, and you kind of like have a special trust to them, and you would buy the course, or you would invest into their funnel. So so let's think about, like, start putting your ideas out there, maybe just to write down some sort of ideas on how I can get more traffic to my website, how I can get more inquiries on my DMs on the social media, how I can get people to click on a certain or whatever, like your actions, or is it the calendar link that you put on your website so people can book the free consultation, or is it like a DM, or what type of main call to action you can do? Maybe if you've done like 1 or 2 call to actions and you want to try something new, you just put 3 call to actions and then see, not 3 at the same time, but I mean like a testing could be also a good idea on a website. So first you can do like a free consultation. Second, you can do like a free discovery call. So for example, I worked with one of the hypnotherapists just recently. So we had a good exercise putting like different call to actions, and we found out that people more likely to click on the discovery call. They would kind of afraid the word consultation for some reason. So that's gonna, in each of those websites, if in industry can be different. So play with your call to actions and see which one would work for you. So as we're talking about customer journey, as we're talking about the journey itself, I want you to fill up the form, and I'll be sharing the presentation with Anna-Marie so you can get the slides. So this is something that you can easily recreate for yourself and just truly understand each of those steps. So, for example, the awareness stage, we're thinking about, okay, what type of how people will find me, right? Are they Googling me, or are they finding me on social media? If on social media, yes, how I can expand my market on social media? Should I use like a certain hashtags, or should I use certain, value? Should I collaborate with someone who got a better, like bigger audience than me? Or should I, run them like a live IG live or something, right? So these are the awareness stage. And I want you to add one of those stages that you currently have. And then on the second column, you can use some of those, potential streams of traffic coming in from source of traffic coming in from your different other channels, right? So something that you wouldn't think, but they might be a good opportunity for you. For example, going, I think we got a 9th of April, there is a big conference, like women in business here in New Zealand, for example. Could be a great collaborations opportunity, networking and things like that, right? So things like that. So maybe, put as many ideas as possible and try to stick with those, and then at least try for this period of time. I would even call it like a sprint or something, right, for yourself. Like just maybe there could be like a 60 days, 60 students, and like a sprint plan until you reach this goal. Like you wouldn't stop until you get there. So then the next steps will be engage, right? So how would you engage with these audiences, even there, if they just following you on social media, right? I often ask myself, am I a good reader? Like, am I a good follower on social media? Am I the one who are like commenting, who are liking the posts, who somehow reacts on stories? Or I'm not saying that you need to be doing that on a day, like every single day or for every single post. But what I mean by that is like engaging with the certain type of audience, like putting your energy out there so people will know who you are, what you're doing, and they will be checking your account as well. So this type of interactions really helps to build those relationships and have a trust, right? Even you're just talking about, I don't know, like a weather or a dog or some other stuff. So I think that's truly important, and most of us understand that, but for some reason we're not doing that, right? So and I've been working with one of the Instagram coaches, and she truly had her own study about how truly the engagement impacts your business, and she spent at least good like 2 hours a day engaging with your audience. But depending obviously on your audience, depending on your priorities, obviously that could be different timings for each of us, but the core concept here is to keep the engagement high on your page, so that way people can easily do the certain actions. So if you can get your audience to make a certain actions on whatever website, and sometimes we see the coaches who are like, whichever they launching, people are buying stuff, right? Even if they launching like a masterclass or like course or mastermind on $10,000 deal or like $20,000 program, they will keep coming. So people will keep coming. So that means that the engagement is truly high. And by keeping those engagement high, you probably will need to ask yourself on how I can better deliver the value, how I can better deliver the how I can share my journey in more efficient way, right? So this is like when we're talking about the subscription, there's certain actions on the website or certain actions on a DM or on Instagram, or just followers are coming to your page, right? So get them to subscribe. After the subscription, we want them to convert, right? So here's I found a way how to get people easily from subscription to conversion by providing the value again, and at the same time when you have something that like a low ticket offer, or when you have something for free, people are more likely to convert like quicker, right? And there will be more people who come in for free to get the free value. And it's always interesting to see what is the conversion rate from it. People coming from subscription to conversion, right? By the conversion, I mean not just the actual like transactions, but I mean how many people would come to and show up, which is truly important for the workshop, right? Or for some webinar that you're running. So after that, depending on how well you would do the work during the workshop, right? People would usually expect you to offer something in the end. I think we all already kind of tend to participate on different webinars. We kind of like, yeah, but instead of using those salesy strategies, I would better provide the value. And then in the end, I would just simply talk about my upcoming launch or something and be like, here's what's coming. If you're interested, just you can book the discovery call, or you can book me on my, like using the calendar link, and I just put the link in there and nothing else, right? So this type of conversation, this type of sales strategy truly works because you're showing that you're not spending their time, selling something, and you open up the doors for those who are interested. And at the same time, once you got people interested in that, you would get them excited about, what it looks like to work together with you, right? It's the perfect time to show some testimonial, to show some proof, to show some, the transformation journey from, because in the end of the day, all of us here, like we're working on some sort of transformation for our clients. So say from point A to point Z, it took this particular client like 2 months to get there. And this is just a story that you would share with people, right? I often share one of the incredible journeys that I had with my client, and she's been making about 10K months for her PR course. And once we started working together and we rebuilt the strategies, we refined her funnel, we understood the way how she would scale, and that there was different scenarios. And we hit like we literally times 5, or doing sales times 5, like in 3 months time. So these are the type of transformation we are looking at, right? When we're talking about the excitement in the scaling and finding the ways how you would better get max from the interaction with you, right? So ask yourself, like, what are you giving enough, right, value to your client, to your paid clients, right? Are you providing enough, reasons to continue working together, right? And then obviously, as said, this is one of the interesting part when people climb in throughout the letter, and then maybe some of them will start working with you like like a couple of coaching calls or in a month, and then they will say like, oh, can I get more intense program, or can I work with you on a mastermind, or can I sign up for this course? So there's so many ways how to get those people to work with you on a longer basis and increase the value of the clients, like along the way, while you guys are working together. So at the same time, I've seen so many examples on where 20% of the clients make 80% of the income. Like, think about this twice, right? So 20% of clients could potentially make you 80% of income, right? So which means that there's so many ways to keep engaging with these audiences, and then making them just stick with you as long as they should, right? As long as they can. And those who's got a perfect examples, and I've seen the coaches making such a great transformation. So people would easily talk about their journey online, and they will be mentioning you. So they are kind of like the biggest advocates for your program. And when you will be doing the launch next time, they will be like, hey, Gau's making a launch, like follow her to do this, to follow her journey. And then I had this transformation. I wish you would have this transformation too. So they will kind of like start promoting you at the same time. And this is kind of a dream type of business, when you help someone and they easily talk about it, and then they kind of became your own advocates and promoters. So I want you to reevaluate every step of the way, find the gaps, find the things that you can optimize and improve, and then just simply fill out this form, fill out with all of your ideas, and get it work for you, right? So instead of just putting your ideas there and just let them just sit there, get it into the action, right? One of the biggest thing is when we're talking about the funnel, I just want to remind you that with the funnels, we've got like we're attracting new targeted visitors coming to your social media, coming to your some sort of platform, like, or even the website. And then we've got a middle of the funnel where we it's not just the visitors, it's already leads they became leads at the moment when they are sharing their contact details with you. It might be the email, it might be the full name, email, like phone number, for example, if you're asking to. And then the bottom of the funnels, those leads who's been, for example, they come into your web workshop, and they come into your webinar, and then they became your customers, and they are customers in there. And so think about each of those steps and find ways how you would increase the volume for each of those steps, right? So the bottom line here is to increase the chances and make sure that people know what to do, because sometimes we get them super overwhelmed. And I'm sure we all seen so many examples when you get a person to make a certain actions, but you'll be like, oh, I can do this instead, or I can we can have a 10 different options, and people will go like, what's like, I just really want to get this, and it's unclear what you're selling, it's unclear what you're offering, and I probably will just stick with someone else. So by optimizing your funnel at the same time is also mean like think about your entry point offer that pays for the traffic, at least, because paying for the traffic is also can be a bit tricky. When we're paying for the traffic, we mean that we're using some ad strategies here. And ads, if you're not running the ads at the moment, you're kind of leaving the money on the table as well, because you're limiting yourself and you're relying only on the organic growth, which could be a good thing, but at the same time, it's kind of like a slow growth, which is also cool, which is also okay. We've seen so many examples on when people just truly relied on and grow organically. And when you're paying for your traffic, you kind of choose who are coming to your website. So what I like about paid media and what I'm obsessed with sometimes with Facebook ads is because you have a certain parameters for your audience, and you choose your audience by yourself. You kind of taking control of who's coming to your website, who's coming to your page, and you can, if that's the right audience, if you've done it right, there is no way for you to fail on this field, right? So people will be making an action if the funnel is clear, if the offer is great, and if it's the right audience, right? So 3 components really here. So great landing page, great targeting like setups. Like if you're running it by yourself, try to get some, like try to upskill on this field, or you can always hire professionals who can do that. And then the third one is like your offering, your funnel, and your ads. And these 3 things can do wonders for you, right? So yeah, and obviously having the entry point offer, it allows you to have those and to start building those relationships with the people, right? So they will trust you, and if they paying for the workshop like $20 or something, like as an example, right? And they, after the 2 hour of workshop, they will be like, wow, this is so much value, and I just paid $20, like what I would potentially get if I would pay $200 to this person, right? So these are the type of like feeling we need to create for those people who are like coming to your doors, and you'll be like meeting them with the great value. I would suggest using the different types of lead magnets to see which one would work for you. We had a clients using just lead magnets, the same lead magnets for about like 2 years. And it's probably not a great idea to use like just same lead magnet, because you can't really test. You can't really say like this type of like the checklist works perfect for me, or this is the workshop that works perfect for me. Like the coaches I worked in the past, they all had like a different lead magnets depending on which campaign, like what type of campaign, what type of launch they're having. So for example, if they launch in the course for I don't know, like a hypnotherapy, whatever, or something related with like pregnant women, right? So then that could be the specifically designed like PDF for pregnant women, right? And when it comes to engaging, obviously, it's also mean that when you're sharing your lead magnet, you caring about your audience, just simply as that, right? You wanted to share your value. You want them to also know this information, because that is something that worked for you. You would be like, hey, I want this to work for you too, right? And I want you to keep in mind, this is the very like interesting, the profit maximizer, right? So by profit maximizer, we mean that there will be a certain elements in your funnel that would create the biggest impact, that would create the biggest profit for your offering, right? So it means that you can always increase the average order value, right? By having your people coming here, right? So once they converted, you're showing them a different ways on working together. Once they got a first like transformation, they want to know more about your programs, right? And you can easily get it through having those and keeping those profit maximizer thing in mind, right? And when it comes to the core offering, like really truly think about and maybe reevaluate or do like market research. Get 10 people of your target audience, and maybe your friends even, visit your website or landing page. Come to your landing page and see, like, is there a clear call to action? Is it the good user journey? Is the good user usability of your website? And check it both for desktop and mobile version, and just get an understanding and feel, am I doing a great job with simplifying my offering, right, for my clients. Sometimes we've seen so many examples, we share this with all of you just because of it's so kind of unfair, having a great offering, having a great ads running, or using the target audience, having a budget to run the ads, but the offering itself, or the landing page itself, it's just not converting, right? And nothing could be worse than spending all of these efforts and getting people coming to your website, but something is not moving there. And you're going to ask yourself, what is not moving? What are my conversion rate? What's my bounce rate is, right? In order to do that, you would better check with Google Analytics. And we talked a lot about Google Analytics. I'm sure other speakers always talk. Every digital marketer will tell you, look at your analytics, understand your figures, and be data driven, right? Because when your bounce rate is 96%, which means something is not right? Maybe optimize your copy, or make the buttons like different colors, or put some simplify and this form. Sometimes it's like that could be an issue as well on the forums. The forums could be too big, you're asking so many questions, or the form could be just truly boring, right? Sometimes people will just put like a message, say message me, and they will put like a blank, and you're gonna put something out there. So yeah, so these are the core offering, and we're talking a lot about how to optimize this core offering and make it super simple. Do not offer 5 different offerings at the same time. Just maybe keep it like good, better, best, or keep it like super simple, just having like one offering, one program. Here's the launch, here's the price of $1,000, here's the payment plan, whatever. That's all pretty much. Like always, people forget to put the social proof on their landing pages. That could be a missing point for people as well. Would be great to see some of those videos or testimonials from one of your clients. So yeah, like truly, it's yeah, I'm truly convincing you here. I'm truly convincing you to look at that on your funnel and optimize every step of the way, and you will see. Yeah, it will be interesting, and if you can just message us then saying, I've optimized, I've done the certain changes and it worked, then you did a great job with your funnel, because the funnel, it just can be a game changer for your online business, right? So truly, I would say brainstorm the ideas as we did just now, right? Ideas to scale, whatever there will be, social media. Don't forget about Google My Business. It's called Google Business Profile right now. So that could be also a great additional traffic source for your site. Develop the action plan and start building your audience, and then expand your audience. If you haven't started like putting a lot of attentions into email marketing, like please do so. And expand your reach and build those audience, because optimizing your offer by taking it from just good or just an average to great, right? So that's kind of the goal that we're having. And I want you to truly think about the ways on how you would scale it. This is taken from the last session we had, and we've talked about different ways of how you can scale your sales using those different business structures, how it's called, like business, like online types of digital products, right? So if you just started right now with one-on-one coaching, and you kind of like ask yourself, what if I will have 20 students? Like, would I will have a time with one-on-ones? Probably not, right? So you would start thinking about the group coaching and mentorship program with your students, and it might be 20 students at the time, but you're just going to spend like 2 hours with them, and you're going to impact the whole like 20 people, right? So these are the group membership program, or whatever. There will be a mastermind. So you might say, I had a short-term course, but there was the one type of value, and I'm inviting you now to join my mastermind, which is like 6 months long. And during this time, there's gonna be a different transformation level, right? This is one of the new like Hypermind, and it's good. Sometimes people do it like between, for example, mastermind and one-on-one coachings, or you will combine and mix it up with a few different. It might be just a mentorship course. At the same time, you are opening up the access to the certain courses, right? So think about the way how you would, just maybe not use just one type of like digital product, but how you can use 2 or 3. Don't pick more than 3. I guess it's because that will be too complicated for you and for your clients to understand what it is that you're offering, right? I just want to have a quick check on how is it everything clear, or should I stop somewhere? Like
everything's great now. But if anybody has any questions, I know it looks like there's a lot of things happening in the chat, and that was just, we've just had some comments and people just asking some questions about the recording and things like that. So if you do tune into these using the Zoom link, you do receive the recording in a follow-up email, and they're always available on site. All of the sessions that we've run to date, beautiful people like Gal, they actually often submit their PowerPoints, their slides, and we attach them as learning summaries underneath the videos. It's not for all of our videos, but actually most of them, I would say, for the Q&As. And yeah, so everything's going all good. Yeah.
Awesome.
And just one comment that says about to launch. So
I
believe, so I think that yeah, someone's getting ready to put their stuff online, which is very exciting. And I have dropped the link to Gal's previous session in all of the chats across all the platforms, even with a little blurb about what it was about. So you can use that link. Now, if you're tuning in on social media, that just means that you have to be logged into Digital Boost to be able to view it. So just so that you know, yeah, it will direct you into that login page. Then once you log in, it'll take you straight to the video.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, cool.
This is one of the greatest things, and I think one of the most inspirational business model, I'd say, for some entrepreneurs who prefer to have like a passive type of income, right? Or passive type of business structure. And most of the time I worked with a few international leaders who's been living their life as a digital nomads. And what they did usually is like they've created a funnel, and they just use this funnel, and and that's pretty much it. They had everything pre-recorded. Like, imagine that, right? So you might have Facebook ads running, right? Facebook ads running to get registrations to your masterclass, which you already uploaded to the system. We used Easy Webinar. We used the Easy Webinar, and then we worked on the funnel. And each step of the way, we had like a automations email going out to the client, depending, that's truly important, depending on their actions. If they, like, for example, registered for the masterclass and they haven't come, they haven't like visited, they haven't shown up, then there will be certain like sequences on an email. If they've come to the website, to the masterclass, and they participated on that, but they haven't made any actions, what it is that we're going to say to them, right? So we had 3 elements. So there was a Facebook ads, Facebook, Instagram ads, webinar itself, and the funnel, the actual funnel, and obviously the landing page and offering that was in there, right? So on this mastermind, workshop that we had, people been signing up for the workshop, and the speaker, she's been incredible. She's been providing so much value. And there was a course called YouTube for Coaches, right? So how to work on a YouTube channel, what to do in order to scale it, how to grow the audience on YouTube, what type of SEO you need to be using on YouTube. And it's all just for coaches. And she's done a great job on sharing those values and strategies on the workshop itself. And after that, she offered the course, which is called YouTube for Coaches. And we had so many people who registered. So now, in order for you to scale and understand like how we can sell for $10,000 instead of $5,000, right? How we can get to this point. And the answer is simply just increase the first stage on the funnel, right? So we just need more audience. We just need more targeted audience, people who are more likely to see in actions, right? And we use the certain elements, certain targeting, very deep. We've done a good research on who would potentially would register and come for the webinar, and use their friends, and use the retargeting, use the different the PDF downloads, whatever. We done the tons of testing, and then we found out that the cost per lead was about $5 to $7, which is great, right? So people have been coming to your workshop, and then after that they converted as a client. So you got to ask yourself, how I can better use my funnel, and that could be a scalable growth type of funnel, because you can always pre-record your webinar and make it work for people, and they can choose. There is a 5. I think you've seen it somewhere. Maybe have you seen it somewhere? So the website, when you're registering for the events, there's so many like options. I think they've got 5. I think we had 5 different timings when you can come and watch the webinar, and it feels like it's live, but it's been pre-recorded, right?
Sometimes, and they might have somebody who's like, they have a live person there to answer questions, but they're playing a recording, or sometimes the whole thing's a recording. Or I've been to so many different hybrids of how they run their sessions. I think we're all really used to the fact that it's quite a global environment now, and so a lot of time zones don't work for different markets, and so pre-recordings, they can often be quite clean as well, versus a live recording. Things can go wrong, and if you've pre-recorded it, it can also be quite streamlined so that you get what you need and you get in and you get out, which is quite cool. And what I love about just having an online platform, not only is the education model, I guess, moving to online platforms. I mean, it's just out of necessity. It does give you what you just said, that digital nomad ability. And it also allows you to have, if you want to go back to face-to-face, you can still run these things online, so you can have a global market, or you can just have that extra branch in your business that allows you that stability. If something does happen and we have to go back into a non-face-to-face situation again, you've already got something set up. It's a great tool for a lot of people in especially, I mean, I don't know how many yogis switched to an online platform, but it was like everybody throwing their furniture out the window in their apartment, trying to turn their apartment into a yoga school. I think that there was a lot of people in sectors like that, or fields like that, where they would do face-to-face teaching that then had to go online. Get it set up so you've just got a bit of stability. I just think in a way it just provides stability.
Beautiful business model, and it's just a way how you would set up once and it will work for you. I have friends of mine who works 9 to 5, and she's just great on like cooking, right? And she set up your course, and like I think the baking, like an online baking school. So she did that, and then she launched your course, and it brings the additional income stream. Like even she works in 9 to 5, right? So there's so many ways and so many ways to scale right now online. So we truly encourage you to start thinking about it, and then and maybe one of your course will be by this model, like having those how it's called, funnel driven model, passive income, like one type of course. But your actual mastermind could be you are showing up weekly with your small group of people, and you teaching, and you're doing it all live and everything. So it's just a ways how you would manage and to maximize your profits and sales, right?
I reckon if you don't know what it's like there's so many free micro credentials right now. There's so many free models where you get to have feels. Do some tasters. I mean, obviously Digital Boost is an online learning platform. That's what we do. We have live sessions, and we've also got shorter versions of things, and we've got different aspects to the site. But, there's a lot of other sites out there where you can check out some other ways, maybe within your sector or your field, to see how folks are doing it. And just because they're doing it doesn't mean that you can't do it as well. I think that sometimes we're like, oh no, we can't, set up shop. Well, it already exists, so why would I put myself out there? But your taste, your style, what you bring to the table is going to be different than somebody else. So don't undercut yourself. And you never know, like somebody might resonate with you, and maybe you start to build a bit of a presence, and that's something new for you to have. And just like you said, it could be maybe you still maintain some of your other job, but you've got this building in the background. And it doesn't, once you've set it up, it doesn't have to take a huge amount of time, because that's the whole point, isn't it? It's a leverage of time, I think, when you set up these platforms.
I think also, Anna-Marie, would you agree that the first, I would say very first step will be just to work on the mindset, and then truly, beat all of those imposter syndromes that sometimes not allowing us to, who I am to teach people something, right? So, or why people would listen to me, all of those questions. Just don't let your mind, it's just being triggered by those questions, and wouldn't double checking yourself. You just gotta truly believe in yourself and on your skills, and start sharing, and you will find that so many people will resonate with you, and there will be so many people who will be telling that I've been in the same situation, I had experienced the same thing, and we've got to click because we had so many things in common, and you'll be amazed how many of those people exist right now, especially we're talking about online, which means that we are not limiting ourselves with New Zealand borders at the moment, right?
Totally. I'll let you get back to it.
Yeah, so here's just a reminder again, like if we're talking about the course or some mastermind, you got to choose the topic, you got to train, just test your idea, with the high market demand. It should be a demand for this sort of topic. You're going to be creating the magnetic offering, and obviously learning outcomes, like what type of transformation you're bringing to the table, like what type of results people will get after working with you. You're going to selectively create your course content, structure your models, determine the what's the most effective delivery method for each lesson. And then obviously filming, editing, that's all it takes. This is the time when you're gonna be invest into the platform in setting up the online school. But one of the greatest tools, I think I can even put them in the chat below, saying like Thinkific, one of them, Teachable, even like Thinkific Teachable for free, so you can start building up your course for free. Obviously, once you want to publish them or grow it or use the certain features, you'll be paying about $49 or $29, so that's quite affordable, isn't it? Kajabi is one of them, also about $200 a month. So these type of platforms will help you to set up the online school. You can literally set up the certificates for your students after the completion of your course and things like that. So truly encourage you to start thinking about thinking outside of your box, and just don't limit ourselves with just the one type of course or one type of products that you have at the moment. Like try and think about different ways, and ask yourself, am I sharing enough online? Am I sharing with the world? Am I open up myself for this type of opportunities? Like I had my personal feedback, like for example, I had someone telling me that you're not even talking about one-on-one. How I would know, right? So exactly, that's the exact thing, right? Like, would you open yourself for this opportunity on a daily basis? And wrapping up, I would say, that's the get an additional income stream online, whatever they will be, a passive or like funnel based product platform, or there will be just you doing one-on-one, you doing mastermind, or what type of like income stream you want to scale. Obviously create and grow and scale your digital product, and don't be afraid, right? So it's better to test and see rather than not really do anything with this idea. Even you nobody will sign up for the course. That was my biggest initial one, but my biggest fear, like what if I will announce, nobody will show up, nobody will sign up for the course. But you're gonna just do the same thing like in 2 weeks or in 1 month, and you just gotta and I've seen the people who's been launching for 20 times, right, for 10 times, and they will be like, oh, I actually got some people coming in like on my 5th launch, right? So if you think about this, it's kind of like shows the dedication and shows the kind of empowers me, kind of inspires me when women with little babies and working on their like part-time and doing and growing their online business at the same time. It's just truly amazing how many
Indeed.
have, right?
Indeed, Gal. This has been an awesome session. Thank you so much for it. I encourage all of you to watch that other session to check out the different platforms and what their capabilities are, because I think that was a really key, important element in setting up your business, your e-learning business online, was making sure that you go to a platform that actually is going to have the capabilities that you need in order to get your information across to your users. So yeah, have a look at that session. I've popped it in the chat everywhere. View it. We also included the slides for that on Digital Boost. So you should be able to download the learning summary for that. And I will double check that we did have that really quickly. It should open up for me. If you do have any questions, but really quick before we go, because we're kind of like right almost out of time, just drop them in the chat, or you can always reach out to Gal. Gal's like really responsive with emails. You can also, yep, there's a learning guide. Okay, so it says view learning guide. If you click on the view learning guide, it'll give you a copy of all the slides. So if you don't want to watch it, you can actually just like view the slides with the information on there. And if you need any other additional help, you can always reach out to us at support@digitalboost.co.nz. We're here to help. You know what? You're just a star, aren't you? I love the way you break it down. Thanks, Gail.
I hope everyone did benefit from this session and inspired by, thinking about what other ways and how to scale your digital program, digital course. So truly, yeah, wish everyone to succeed online despite all of the, sometimes difficulties on, getting through the certain limiting beliefs, because limiting, like we just limiting ourselves. Truly, that's the whole point. Like we just truly limiting ourselves from reaching to the certain level of certain people online.
I know you've been going on this personal journey even yourself. Like you've just been going, you know what, I need to put myself out there more, because you often sit behind the businesses that you help. And so yeah. I know for your personal journey, you've been doing a lot more on just, hey, let me use some of these platforms for me, or just my personal brand, not just your company brand, not just your client's brand, and you're walking the walk, talking the talk. So it's great.
Literally, it's one of the like personal things, but obviously I've been sitting for 3 years thinking about myself. Like I probably wouldn't get enough reach just because of my accent, or just because of my the way, I don't know, it's been so many limiting beliefs. You just gotta throw it all out there. Just truly do what you love and get just share your journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for a bit of inspiration, and also just a little bit of a pep talk on getting getting in blah 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 about getting ourselves out there, and also this important knowledge about how to build your online course. So have a wonderful day, everybody. Kakite. I hope to see you tomorrow. Still heaps of great stuff to come this week. Reach out to us if there's any content you haven't seen on platform that you want. Let us know, because we're always looking to fill in those gaps and make everything work for your business. Thanks, Gal.
Thank you so much.